Hi everyone. If you're tuning in for the first time, this is Sellinah Mondlane, yours truly. So, there is nothing more painful in cold calling than to have a prospect dump a huge bag of objection on you unexpectedly. So, my goodness. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the basic principles of handling objections, as well as 5 of the most common objections that you come across as a salesperson. So if you're an entrepreneur and you want to increase your sales and conversions, keep watching and leave us a comment below telling us about your daily objections from prospects. Enjoy! Okay, so before we even get to the principles, right, we need to talk about the ground rules. Let's set the ground rules. Number 1, don't get angry at the client. Do not, I repeat, get angry at the client. 2, you don't retaliate. When they tell you that your business looks terrible or you're doing a very terrible job by their looks, you don't retaliate and tell them they're doing worse. You don't. And then another ground rule, the most important, you don't drop the phone on your prospect. Don't do it. Even if they say, I'm not interested, exit the phone call with dignity. Like, thank you for your call. Thank you so much for your time. Until next time. Or I hope you do better. I hope you find the solution that you're looking for. Something like that. But don't drop the phone on them. Right. And then what are the actual rules? Be calm. Be confident. Be positive. That's the only way you're not going to retaliate on your clients. Okay, so getting to the principles. The first principle, empathy. You have to empathize. You have to understand. Don't fake it. That's worse. Don't fake it. It's suitable. Just reply and say, you know what? I totally understand. Most people in your situation, they felt this way before, but now they're one of our best customers. They're one of our most satisfied customers, in fact. That's going to open up a pathway for clients to actually talk to you, to actually listen to what you've got to say. Try it. Let us know how it works in the comments below, though. Okay, so the second principle, a feeling, experience. We started with empathy, now we're on feelings and empathy. I'm gonna say it again, don't fake it. Okay, share your experience, share your most relevant experience, and if you have not experienced it yourself, then share somebody else's experience. Like when a customer says, I've had somebody scam me before, I've had somebody say that they're selling this and then I paid and they didn't give it to me. Just share somebody's experience or share your own experience, in fact. And the third principle, findings. It still relates to the experiences one, but then in this case, you are communicating your findings on your previous experiences. So if you had a scam before, somebody scammed you before, and then you're dealing with a client that is giving you an objection of a scam, then you can share your experiences and say, you know what, I've also been scammed before, this and this happened to me, but then what I found, that is the findings. So what I found is, if I operate under the perception that every business person that calls me is a scammer, then I'm not going to make it in business. Those are your findings. What did you find through that experience? What did you gain from that experience, instead of focusing on the negative, because you're trying to move your client from the negative to the positive. Remember, we said ground rules, be positive. So those are the 3 principles of handling objections. We have empathy, we have experience, and we have findings on the experience. And going on our 5 most common objections, we have the first one, which happens normally at the beginning of the sales call or at the beginning of a meeting. So this one we call a general sales resistance. Nobody wants to be sold to. No one, not even me. So if I see you and I know you're trying to sell to me, or you're calling me and I definitely get the salesperson vibe, my mind shuts off it's telling me I'm not buying, I'm not interested, as if this is insurance. It's not insurance, and this is not Desmond Dube, but my mind is going to tell me that it is. So nobody wants to be sold to. No one, not even you. Think about it. So the first one is sales resistance. So what you want to do with this objection is you want to actually penetrate your prospect's mind. You want to make them feel comfortable in talking to you, feel comfortable and engage with you, because a sales call is supposed to be about engagement. It's supposed to be a conversation. So engage your prospect into actually having a conversation with you. Like, say something like, may I ask you a few questions? Or are you comfortable if I ask you a few questions? Or can I just ask you one question? And then once a salesperson says, your prospect says yes, then you know that they're actually attentive to what you're about to say. They're going to listen to you and they're going to engage with you. That's the only way that they're going to answer your questions. Okay. And then we have the second objection, which is the personal objection. You know, as salespeople, it's so tempting. Trust me, so tempting to talk about ourselves. You know, you just want to tell them how good your company is or how good your product is. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. A sales call is supposed to focus on your prospect. You're supposed to focus all your attention on your prospect, because if you keep talking about yourself, they're going to notice how self-righteous you are, right? So when you get a personal objection, you want to actually shift the focus from yourself to the client. Start asking them questions about themselves. Something that's going to make them feel welcome. Something that's going to make them feel better. Something that says you're actually interested. And be interested. Again, don't fake it. And then we have our third objection, which is the factual objection. This is where you find a prospect going, how can I be sure? How can I be sure that your product is going to do what you say it's going to do? How can I be sure that your company is what you say it is? So this is where your value comes in. This is where your USP comes in. So you don't want to enter a sales call without your USP. You need to know it. You need to know your value. What do you bring to the table that your competitor does not bring? This is where your samples come in. This is where testimonials come in. So you want to communicate to your client. You want to tell them, this is my client, this is what they've experienced, this is the result they've seen. And if possible, just give them a demo of whatever you're offering, if it's possible. And then we have our fourth objection. These are the show ups. They want to show you up. They want to show you just how much they know that you don't know, just how much they've done that you have not done. So what you want to do here is don't retaliate. Ground rules. Don't retaliate. People want to be important. People want to feel like they're offering some kind of value somewhere. So they want to feel important. So what you don't want to do is to go into competition with your prospect. Just calm down, be polite, humble yourself. Be humble, okay? Be humble and just flatter them. You know, make them understand that you understand their value. Actually flatter them. Acknowledge that they're actually very, very good. You know, you want to go, wow, I wasn't aware that you know so much about this, so I'm so impressed. And then you want to transition. You want to go back to your value proposition. You want to go back to what you can do for them. But you want to go back there. You don't want to be self-centered, because they're going to feel that. So what you want to do is you're going to use their words to actually portray, to actually make them see the value in your offering. And then we have our final objection, which is the last ditch objection. You know, it normally goes unspoken, but you can hear by the tone of your prospect's voice that there is something that is unresolved. So you don't want to get off the phone and leave such an objection unhandled. You don't want to leave this doubt hanging in their heads. So you want to just address it. And the best way to do so is you just want to reassure them, because you've answered all their questions. You've handled all the objections. You want to handle this. You just want to reassure them of your value. You want to reassure them that everything that you've said is absolutely true. And I hope it is. Because again, don't fake it. A sales call is about providing value to the prospect. We're not playing games. We're not playing chess. But we want to actually exchange. We want to exchange value. We want to give value to another business or another person's life. That's what it's all about. And that's it for handling objections. So if you found this video helpful in any way, please like, comment, and share the video. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Zanda Empire. See you next time.